of course, with a gutsy display.
To the SEC for a world title contest promoted by Barry Hearn on behalf of Matchroom Boxing in association with Tommy Gilmore Jr. and the St Andrews Sporting Club, and sponsored by the Daily Mirror and the Sunday Mirror newspapers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a flyweight contest at 8 stone over 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World. Presenting and introducing to you in the red corner with the white shorts, with a fight record of 36 wins and 1 draw from 46 contests, 17 inside the distance, and weighing in at 7 stone 12 pounds and 12 ounces from Johannesburg in South Africa, the challenger for the title, Baby Jake Matlala. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue colour with a tartan-coloured shorts with 20 wins from 21 contests, 9 inside the distance, and weighing in at 7 stone, 13 pounds, 13 ounces from Scotland, the reigning WBO flyweight champion of the world, Pat Clinton!
Interesting to see they still work in pounds and ounces. That's the British way, of course. They haven't caught up with the rest of the world yet. That's the traditional way.
Tolvin Hansen of Denmark, your timekeeper Ricky Gilmore of Scotland, your WBO supervisor Ed Levine of the United States of America, and your British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge Jerry Woolard, your matchmaker Frank Turner of London. And when the bell rings and the action begins, the 26th World Championship contest being refereed by Joe O'Neill of the United States of America.
Well, let's hope we're going to have no national anthems and we get straight down to business. I think the last thing Baby Jake wants is a national anthem.
Now sing the Flower of Scotland.
He's looking relaxed. Oh dear, here we go.
Well, they're going to be playing the Flower of Scotland. That is the national anthem of Scotland.
Flower of Scotland, when will we see your lake again? That fought and died for.
Yes, my mic is open.
Your wee bit hill and glen, and stood against him. Our Edward's army.
Well, here you go then, the poor man's Kenny Rogers.
Again, those days are past now, and in the past they must remain, but we can still rise now and be the nation again that stood against him. Our Edward's army, and sent him homeward to think again.
Well, there we go. Very nice too, and I suppose it does build the atmosphere for the fight, but I know a lot of fighters would rather not have it, because it is a time to dwell too much on the fight, to perhaps tensen up a little bit if one has come into the ring feeling nice and relaxed, as Baby Jake appears to have done. He's moving around nicely in his corner, and he appears to be focused on the fight. Let's see if he can put some early pressure on. Look at the height difference between the two fighters, Dominic.
Well, definitely he is the shorter man. He is only 1.48 tall, and his opponent is much taller than he is.
So Baby Jake's got to find a way inside and put on some early pressure. Here we go then, round 1 of this WBO flyweight title fight. Second time in the world title arena for Baby Jake Matlala. Will it be second time lucky?
Well, reports are coming to South Africa from Scotland, reporting that South African-born former Wits University player Richard Goff, who plays for Glasgow Rangers, will be at the ringside tonight to see Matlala try and take this title from the Scotsman.
Well, Clinton then, pretty stand-up sort of boxer, not showing too much head movement, trying to work behind that right jab. He's the southpaw, of course. And Baby Jack trying to find a way inside the jab. Scoring nicely with a straight right to the head. Punching up at his opponent, has to do that. And likes to work the body too. Difficult to see if that left hook from Baby Jack scored. Bert Blewett, who is ringside, but we're unable to get through to him, would have been able to tell us. So it's Demili Matez and myself, Nick Collis, taking you through this. Exciting moments then for Baby Jake Matlala. Clinton scoring with the left hand.
Looks like a very good mover in the ring, this Clinton.
Yes, nice, straightforward type of British boxer. They do tend to be a little more upright than the Americans, but they're well schooled, well disciplined, flashing out that right jab, and just trying to establish the range he wants. He wants to keep this fight at a distance. Obviously, Baby Jake wants to find a way inside, and he's having trouble moving inside that jab.
Well, Baby Jake was, before he jetted out to Glasgow in Scotland, was watched by a lot of journalists from South Africa in the ring or in sparring here in South Africa. They're very impressed with his punching power at the bag and his watchful eye, under the watchful eye of his mentor, Theom Turbo, who's been with him since Baby Jake started boxing as a professional.
Well, Clinton using that right hand very nicely to pick off Baby Jake. Baby Jack doesn't want to be backed up in this fight. I think he's got to keep moving forward because that's a way to find himself inside. If he moves back, Clinton's going to keep it at his range.
Get him up. And punches up.
Does get inside, scores with a right to the head. Best punch of the fight for him thus far.
WBO title, excuse me, Nick. WBO, still the Cinderella body of world boxing organizations. Recently we've heard of another one, the World Boxing Federation.
Yes, we could do without that one. That seems to be Australian-based. Look at the third man in the ring. It's not Cedric Kushner. Look at the size of it. Well, round one, and a useful opening round for Baby Jack, a useful round two for the champion. They both tried to establish their own style and set their own pattern in the fight. And I scored that one pretty much even, perhaps shading it for Clinton, scoring perhaps a little more to the head. But Baby Jack, a nice loosener for him in round one. He knows what he's up against now.
Well, Baby Jack did very well there. As you see his record once again, did very well there. The man he was sparring against, Francis Amamperfu from Ghana, who's now based in the United Kingdom, said if he keeps on doing that, coming up to Clinton every time, Clinton doesn't want to be pressurized. He doesn't like to be pressurized.
Well, who does, really? But, yes, I read that same article, Demili, where they said that Baby Jack's real chance here is to put some pressure on Clinton, really pressurize him, because, well, rumour has it that Clinton wilts a little bit under pressure. But we'll have to see. Round two, here we go. Both fighters looking composed, concentrating well. Clinton, of course, has the crowd behind him. The Glasgow and Scottish crowd. Oh, Clinton picking Matlala off nicely there with the right hook. Almost a hook off the jab. The champion keeping busy with that right jab. And Baby Jack hasn't really been able to find his range yet.
Well, once again here we see what we saw in that early scrap between Ross Davidson and Alan Levine, where the shorter man has to crouch to get inside, and it opens there. Good punch, another good punch from Baby Jake. It's target Pat Clinton for a moment there, Nick.
Well, the main thing is he's backing Clinton up, and that's what he's got to do. Use some head movement. He's going to find his way inside, and he can score to the head. We've already seen that. This is the kind of pressure Baby Jake needs to put on Pat Clinton. Still not sure how much power Clinton carries. We haven't seen him really unload yet, as Baby Jack now starting to unload his own punches. This must be building confidence for the South African.
Unfortunately, he's thrown a few punches. This Pat Clinton, he doesn't look to me to be a great puncher, because after you've received such punches and you get an opening, you throw hard punches, as Baby Jake does now. Round 2 scheduled for 12. The WBO Flyweight title fought at the National Exhibition Centre in Glasgow in Scotland.
Well, Clinton coming back now. Turns his man in the corner. Looks to be a very, very skillful fighter, Pat Clinton. As you say, we're not quite sure. Oh, Matlala scoring well to the head. A couple of hooks to the head. Sweeping left hook, just brushing the nose of Pat Clinton. This is a good second round for Baby Jake. Doesn't want to get careless, though.
Well, he staggered there. I don't know whether he was off balance.
Let's hope so.
Not a very clever fighter, this Pat Clinton, because surely when Matlala throws those punches to the head, he jumps somewhat, and Pat Clinton doesn't take advantage of that.
Well, he looks a little tight, does Pat Clinton, but I'd say he's a pretty competent boxer, and that was a good right hand, and forcing the champion to back up. This is a good round from Baby Jake. And a left hook to the head. Baby Jake looks to be carrying perhaps more power. Clinton, though, has taken the punches. That's another important thing to bear in mind. He hasn't gone down. He's taken some clean shots to the head, and he's still there. Good round for Baby Jake Matlala.
Surely Baby Jake will win himself a lot of friends here in Glasgow tonight, even if he does not win against this man, Pat Clinton. One man in the corner there is Barney Eastwood, former trainer and promoter of Dave McCauley, the man who beat Baby Jake 2 years ago for the IBF title.
Well, this time round it's the WBO crown as Baby Jake unloads to the head. And for a short man with literally no reach at all, he's able to find a way inside and score. Good combination to the head there. Left and right hooks coming in. And the champion must be a slightly concerned man. Their corner looked very calm. I'll say that for the Scots champion, Pat Clinton. The corner looks very calm. But a worrying second round for Pat Clinton. Caught with some good punching to the head. Here we go then, round 3.
Baby Jake has fought very well in the first 2 rounds. And he catches Pat Clinton with those punches to the chin now and again. Good defense, Baby Jake, as usual. Throwing those punches very, very fast. Very hard one to the mouth.
Well, Baby Jake has to take some punches to get inside and throw his own. I wish he'd used just a little more head movement to get inside. Perhaps he wouldn't take as many coming in. Because he's an accurate puncher, Pat Clinton. Good boxer, and he is scoring as Baby Jake tries to move inside. That was good head movement from Matlala.
Well, Baby Jake seems to be head hunting here.
And he's finding the range too, Demili. Struggled in the first round, but from round 2, seems to have found the range. And that's very heartening for the South African camp. They can feel it's definitely on. Chance to bring back another title to South Africa. Another world champion. Of course, we're without one at the moment, aren't we? Baby Jake scoring with a left hook to the head. And Clinton hangs on.
You see Clinton leading with that right jab. He's actually a southpaw. And he jabs to the right. And he's been pretty confident in this round.
Well, you see, he is able to catch Baby Jake coming in. And Baby Jake needs to be careful there. That's why I say I'd like to see just a little more head movement, as we see there. Baby Jake using his own left jab.
Well, he's still keeping on the pressure, though. That's the important thing, and he doesn't allow this man, Pat Clinton, any room. He's pushing to the ropes now, but Clinton fights well from behind those shots against the ropes.
You can see why he's champion, D'Amelia. He is a very good boxer. He's a good offensive boxer coming forward, and that's why Baby Jake needs to keep him on the back forward. Better round for the champion, Pat Clinton.
It's better organization in Baby Jake's corner. No rush, no confusion, not too many people as we always see in some world title fights, where corners are packed with elbows, and the corner man, as much as Baby Jake pushes Pat Clinton towards the rope there with a good punch.
Yeah, quite interesting, the psychology of cornermen. You do get some corners where they reckon panic is the best thing, and they scream and shout at the fighter, and some fighters do respond to it. Others react better to a cool, calm sort of approach to the fight. But, well, we've seen both types of camps in operation, but we've got two cool corners tonight. Fourth round of this world title fight, the WBO Flyweight title fight between our own Baby Jake Matlala and the champion Pat Clinton from Glasgow, Scotland. And, well, the fight pretty even. Matlala has been able to get inside and score, but he has taken some punching, trying to move inside.
Well, many people believe that this man, Pat Clinton, although he won against Isidoro Perez, Barney Eastwood, the man who was looking after Dave McCauley from Ireland in Belfast, was saying the decision against Isidoro Perez was a travesty of justice.
And we've heard that phrase before in boxing. Clinton still scoring well to the head. Baby Jake trying to find his way inside. Baby Jake keeping up a good work rate. This is scheduled for 12, of course, so he's got to pace himself. Doesn't want to punch himself out. Oh, this is a good close exchange. Both fighters doing well on the ropes.
After his fight with Dave McCauley, Matlala hasn't had a lot of fights. And his trainer, Theo Mtembu, says he believes that Matlala's long layoff has made him hungry and will prompt him to fight his heart out to win the title. And this seems to be the case. Said on his arrival in Glasgow, he wasn't going to make the mistake of waiting for the judges' scorecards. He plans to take the fight with the champions from the start till the last round. And this is exactly what Baby Jake is doing there. Marry your man, that's what he used to say.
Well, Baby Jake working well on the ropes here.
Well, he's fighting very well on the inside, and he's actually worked on trying to hit the target on the outside, throwing those wild punches. Though they look wild, they find the target.
Well, he said he was going to stick like glue to Clinton, and he was doing that moments or two ago. Scoring well with the left hook there, and there's a straight right coming in.
Boxing scribe Afam Mulisiwa says Matlala is supposed to be the toughest flyweight in the country. I think he's one of the toughest flyweights in the world.
Well, he's showing just how tough he is now. Well, that was a good round for Baby Jake. The last 30 seconds definitely belonging to him. He did some good work on the rope, and then from the outside, he was able to beat Clinton to the punch, scoring well to the head. Another good round goes into the bank for the South African. These all count, of course, if it goes to points.
From 46 fights, Matlala has won 36. lost 8, he drew. He's lost 9, he drew 1. Clinton's 20 wins, and he has 1 loss in 21 fights.
Both fighters will have come into the ring in top physical conditions. They should have no problem seeing out the 12 rounds. Looking at some of the slow-mo action from the previous round, well, Clinton scoring with a right jab going backwards.
Seconds out.
But it was all Baby Jake the last 30 seconds of that round.
Round 5 scheduled for 12, the WBO Flyweight Championship of the World at the National Exhibition Centre in Scotland. That is Glasgow, of course, as Matlala once again staggers the champion.
Well, he's got him going backwards, and that's what he has to do. Pouring on the pressure now, Baby Jake Matlala. Clinton also able to score back off the ropes. Well, this is a good exchange.
He's had a long life since he started boxing way back as a professional in 1981.
What Baby Jake really needs to do is get even closer. He needs to crowd Clinton so much that Clinton hasn't got room to move his arms. Baby Jake with those short arms will still be able to find a way to punch. Clinton will not. If he can get even closer to Clinton, literally put his head on the chest and punch. Because then he doesn't give Clinton any room to punch. Clinton's still got room to punch him.
Many of some of the boxers he's fought are on the scrap heap. Many has retired. Vele Luzipo is one of them. I remember a brawling fight between Matlala and Vele Luzipo in 1982 at the Orlando Stadium. That night, Matlala was at a gash on his eyes. He was hit right and sit right down on his backside by Vele Luzipo. When Vele Luzipo came up to take the title taken from him by Matlala, that was, of course, the South African Junior Flyweight title in 1982. And Vele Luzipo came back here to Johannesburg. That fight was at Orlando Stadium, and Matlala lost. He looked like a man washed down, would never come back again. And today, here is Baby Jake Matlala fighting for the WBO Flyweight Champion.
Well, Matlala's done some fine work. In the last 20 seconds, he scored heavily to the head. But worrying for him is that Pat Clinton is still on his feet. But it's Matlala that's scoring very effectively to the head. And he's certainly wearing down the champion.
Once again, you see what I was talking about earlier in the Levine-Davidson fight, that British boxers are not able to slip out of a corner.
I think the champion's in trouble here, Demili.
Well, he is definitely in trouble. He's been captured that corner, and Matlala has been hitting him at wheel. And as he fights back now, trying to get out of the corner, but he makes no effort getting out of that corner, and that is one thing I said British boxers are not known for.
Well, this is a great round from Baby Jake Matlala. Look at him work there. Still needs to close that gap, though. Just don't give the Scotsman any room to punch at all, but a great round for Baby Jake Matlala.
Well, no doubt in this round he showed he's clearly ahead of points, and the champion has a cut above his left eye.
You could almost score that round 10-8. That was a great round for Baby Jake, and I agree with you, Dominic. He must be slightly ahead on points now, perhaps a point ahead.
Well, when your boxer, Nick, when your boxer starts getting cuts, and that's when panic starts creeping in, as you see some of the punches with Clinton trying to fight back, but it's Matlala coming forward step for step. If you watch his feet is coming forward step for step, and just moving an inch back, and corners the champion in that corner and pampering him with those shots, and all of them landing.
Seconds out, round 6.
Round 6 scheduled for 6, the WBO Flyweight title at the National Exhibition Centre in Glasgow.
Well, certainly Pat Clinton's corner will have done some stiff talking to him between rounds, because that was a very big round for Baby Jake.
If Matlala wins this fight, it will be...
Well, that was a strong right hand to the ropes that rocked Clinton backwards on his heels. You were saying to me?
If he wins this fight, it will be Mike Siegel's first world champion in his camp.
Not for want of trying, though.
Well, he tried very hard. He tried with Matlala, tried with Sugar Boy Malinga 4 times. And this will be the first time he will have a champion if Matlala does win this one. No young man anymore, this Matlala.
31 years old, but not old in boxing terms these days. Fighters seem to be going on longer.
Complemented his boxing by starting for a BCom degree.
Clinton scoring effectively from the outside. You see the gap has widened again. Baby Jake needs to find his way inside again. Just get the head moving. Try to stay away from some of those head punches that Clinton has suddenly started to throw. Get his way inside. Just plant your head there and punch. And there's no way Clinton can fire back.
Ah, good shot there from Clinton on the jaws of Baby Jake, but Baby Jake comes right back with punches of his own.
Well, Pat Clinton showing plenty of heart because he's taken a bit of a pounding, certainly in the 5th round. But he's come back well in this round. Good right hand from Baby Jake Matlala. He's beaten Clinton to the punch.
Scotsman very proud of their country. Young man Pat Clinton wears the same colours as the colours that were worn a couple of years ago by Ken Buchanan. Was also a world champion in his days. Also from Scotland.
He was a great fighter, but he was unfortunate to meet another great fighter, Roberto Duran, and that was the end of Buchanan's career. And just about the start of Duran's. Somebody's lost a gum shield.
Well, it's now toe-to-toe. No quarter given. No quarter taken.
This is the sort of range where you could expect the Scotsman perhaps to come back into the fight. Baby Jake just hasn't quite closed the gap enough. Must have heard me because he did that at the end of the round and scored quite nicely.
One thing I must say about Clinton's corner, everybody is neatly dressed and not the ruffle and tumble you see here at home.
Yeah, British boxing is still presented in very much the old club traditional way. If you notice from the ring announcer, it's my lords, ladies and gentlemen. There's no let's get ready to rumble as you have from Las Vegas and Atlantic City and all the American venues. But that's the way they do it there, and why should they change? They don't have to go American just for the sake of it. It's their way of presenting it.
Well, let's have a look at some shots from that round with Baby Jake Matlala chasing the champion. A good right hand on the chin there.
That was as solid a right hand as he's thrown throughout the fight. You've got to start thinking now about the condition of the two fighters too. We're into the second half of the fight, and if this is going to go to points, because neither man really looks quite to have the power to knock the other man down. Certainly a series of combinations could do it, clean combinations. But if it is going to go to points, then conditioning could well play a part. Let's hope Baby Jake is really trained correctly for this fight. I'm sure he's worked hard. Sometimes fighters work hard, but not necessarily correctly. But Baby Jake, on top in this fight, on my card, I've got him a point or two ahead. Unofficial, of course. I wonder how Bert Blewett in Scotland, ringside, is scoring this. Apologies once again. Bert was there to do the commentary. We've got a technical problem, and that's why we're doing it from the studio. Baby Jake scoring well with a sweeping left hook. The champion trying to pick him off as he comes in. That's an uppercut thrown by Baby Jake Matlala, landing.
Well, Matlala determined not to come back without this title from Scotland. He throws punches, and they look to me like telling blows.
Well, he looks the stronger fighter at this stage, but he does collect a good left hand from Clinton.
He's had a few fights, this Matlala, since the last time he fought Dave McCauley. One of those fights was on the 4th of April against Toto Clearly in Cape Town. That served as a warm-up fight. And in that fight, there was an accidental clash of heads between Toto Clearly and Jacob Matlala. And that is why Mike Seagull asked for the assistance of Barney Eastwood to look after the cuts on Matlala.
Well, this is a very good exchange. Pat Clinton giving as good as he's getting at the moment.
Well, he's not throwing much.
Well, I disagree, Dominic. He's still there throwing punches. Baby Jake's work rate is terrific. He just keeps going. But Clinton has been able to punch quite accurately in this round.
Well, some of those punches he's throwing look to me very much like kid gloves.
Yeah, he doesn't carry a great deal of power, but he's a good solid boxer and he's balanced, he's on his feet. Now, this is Baby Jake territory, all right. He's got his man where he wants him now, backed up against the ropes. Just plant the head there and punch.
Remember, this is round 7, scheduled for 12. WBO Flyweight title from the National Exhibition Centre in Scotland.
Neither fighter is going to argue with that referee. That's got to be the biggest world title referee I've ever come across.
Definitely. Earlier, I heard they mention the name of Hansen from Denmark, and Hansen has been at every boxing tournament as a judge. Seems to be the most travelled boxing official.
Well, he's certainly no flyweight himself. Oh, there was a good left hand coming in from the champion. You see Baby Jake's head rocked back. So Clinton is still in the fight and still scoring effectively. It's a good job he's not a bigger puncher, because Baby Jake has had to take quite a few to the head to land his own punches. Of course, that's his style.
Another thing I noticed from the Matlala corner, nobody talks to the other. Each one of them knows exactly what he was doing.
Well, that's a sign of a well-organized corner.
Theo does not talk to Barney, and Barney knows exactly what he must do, and Theo knows exactly what he must do. Round 8, scheduled for 12. And Matlala comfortably ahead on my scorecard.
Well, you can never say comfortable when it's an away fight, as it is for Baby Jake here. We thought Dingon Tabela was comfortably ahead against Lopez, but the judges saw it differently in the Oco Arena, Sacramento. Baby Jake pursuing his man around the ring. Oh, that's strong punching by...
and he goes down.
Well, taking the full count then, the champion Pat Clinton, but Matlala scoring the knockdown. And let's see if he can finish it. Could South Africa be bringing back another world champion, Baby Jake Matlala, his second attempt at the title, this time the WBO version, and Pat Clinton on the receiving end now.
Well, Pat Clinton definitely on the ropes there, and he goes down against him, to be sleeping there, and Matlala sees that and comes forward, throwing those punches. They are all landing.
Just streaming in the punches now to head.
My goodness, this man must have a strong jaw.
Baby Jake scoring well with the right hand. Just setting him up for the right hand. And Clinton badly hurt. You can see how wobbly and how shaky he is on the knees, and he goes down in Baby Jake's corner.
Well, second time in this round, Pat Clinton has gone down, and Baby Jake has got his chance. He saw, can beat this man straight.
Well, you've got to wonder, D'Amelia, if the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Well, we'll find out now. Yes, indeed it is. So, South Africa has a new world champion, Baby Jake Matlala. He leaps to the heavens, arms raised, and this is what he's worked so hard for. It was a learning experience last time round against Dave McCauley. This time round, he put on the show he needed to, got in close, punched to both head and body, and look at the Scotch champion stretch it out there on the canvas. Sensational stuff.
Well, the few South Africans at ringside, Mike Seagull there, got into the ring immediately, and I must say, congratulations to Baby Jake Matlala. I see George Stepford is also there. And that man, Theo Mthembu, has been with this young man for over 10 years now. At last, they were rewarded. Well, the champion is still lying on his back there, sprawled on his back. Let's have a look at those punches again. On the chin, on the... It's gone, it's going, gone.
A look at the final knockdown, I think. This is the third and final knockdown. Matlala scoring with hooks. It was a left hook that did the damage, and there was no way up for the champion, Pat Clinton, the ex-champion, Pat Clinton. Baby Jack Matlala then. The WBO belts will be presented to him, and Mike Siegel, you can see, is totally ecstatic. And Macaulay is in some trouble.
Well, he received a lot of punishment
I beg your pardon,
there.
Macaulay. We wish Macaulay was in trouble. Pat Clinton in some trouble.
He received some punishment there. As I said earlier, this is the first time the Mike Siegel camp is able to bring the world title to South Africa. They tried very hard to bring the world title to South Africa. Probably this could add some new impetus in that
the
camp.
winner and the new WBO Flyweight champion of the world, Baby Jake Matlala.
Well, a camp really that has youth and experience in Wilf Rosenberg and Theo Mthembu, the new champion of the world, the WBO title, of course, Baby Jake Matlala, at long last, after a 10-year campaign, trying to get this title. Today, this man's got a new lease of life in his boxing career.
Well, he's waited a long time for it. He's 31 years old, but now the future awaits Baby Jack Matlala. And how about that, D'Amelia? I'm sure everybody out there is absolutely ecstatic. It was a great performance. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. He was going to put pressure on, and he managed to back Clinton up through most of the fight and really carried too much power for the Scotch champion.
Looking at the time now, those who stayed up to watch this fight, definitely it was something not to be missed.
No, it was well worth it, I'm sure. Now, don't